Stand. Hebu tusimame. Hata chapel also children for. Kila mtu asimame. When you are a mother, you be able to look like a child, isn't it? Unacheka na yeye, unaongea na yeye haongei. Una smile, unamuita majina na hasikii vizuri. So today everyone is a child, isn't it? Do you know how to spell the word child? Yes, I want us to do it with our head. And we write it in caps, isn't it? Can you demonstrate? I see. We go to the left or go to the right? Let's go to the right. Capital C. Wewe mbona umesimama? Capital C. Yes, you have to do it properly. Capital H. Forgotten. My name is Helen Mafungo. I work with the Department of Education and dimension mandates and situation. We realized there was that gap and we wanted to do things because we cannot finish everything. Sorry?
This is a station.
Anybody with an addition to that? So to us, an emergency is an event or an occurrence that happens without us expecting it, or we can be expecting it, but it goes beyond their ability. Humanitarian situation, we all be the same. Are we together? Hello? Have you got to the definition of child protection in emergency? Yes. I've just stated it is the effort or the activity or the process of preventing, protecting children in an emergency from one. Yes? Hello? Are you praying for me? You know, after lunch people tend to pray without even a formula. Yes, from abuse. Something else? What have I mentioned?
Abuse.
Yes. Neglect. violence,
negligent,
that one has already been given, trafficking, and total or general exploitation. I think now we are together. So we are saying this guideline was developed because we realized there was a gap. There was a gap, there was no coordination, there was no structured way of handling these children, because when an emergency happens, you know what takes place. People are running, people are moving, some are taking away children, some are making photos for their own economical gain and many other things. So we say for us to have these children comprehensively supported and uphold their rights and well-being, we must have some document or a policy to guide the actors when they are handling children in an emergency. So I'll take you through the provision of this guideline and then we move on. Our overall objective of developing the guideline was to have a step-by-step guide for state and non-state stakeholders in planning, in implementing, and also maybe during even monitoring of the interventions. For example, now we have an emergency. There are many different types of emergency, both man-made and natural. Who can name for us the natural emergency that we know in our country? Yes, please. Drought. Drought that we are experiencing now. Yes. Floods that will always happen. Which parts of the country? Name one. Budalangi, another one. Sorry? Fire. That's also another type of emergency. Any other area you know that is prone to emergency, like floods, apart from Budalangi? People from Tana River, do you experience floods?
No.
Garissa, do you experience floods? Are you in? Okay, those are the areas we normally see on TV. We also have emergencies of maybe houses falling. You've seen this on TV every other time. That's also an emergency. And sometimes we are making a joke and saying, when a teenage girl gets pregnant, that is her situation of emergency or humanitarian situation according to her. It's something that we need to explore later in future. So we are saying we have state actors and non-state actors. Do you understand that? In simpler terms, what do you mean? I'm repeating this for the sake of our children. The adults, I know you understand. Who are the state actors? This is an interactive session. I don't want anybody to sleep. State actor, any trial? Raise your hand, please. You better try than fail to try. Yes? Yes, those are government entities. For example, Directorate of Children's Services is a state agency or a state actor. We have Ministry of Education. We have the police. We have the provincial administration and all that. Anybody working for the government, we refer to them as state actors. And then as state actors, can you mention a few that you know? I want every child to participate. You came here to learn and also to give your information or knowledge, isn't it? What have you given to us? Kule darasani uliongea? Kama ukiongea now, this is the time for you to talk. I can see a hand there. Yes, please. Give us one of the state actors. Yes.
I
Sorry?
and maybe other children.
You as a child.
Yeah.
Maybe as an state actor.
Yeah.
Yes, for today we can accept it, but you remember you are a government property. So you can be state and both and state. Yes? NGOs. Yes. How many NGOs do you know that you've maybe interacted with? Any that you know very well? There's one that introduced themselves here. Yes?
UNICEF.
UNICEF. Very good. That is an international NGO. There's an NGO within us.
USA.
USA, yes. Red Cross, yes. She remembers there's Red Cross in the house. You know what Red Cross does during emergency, isn't it? How many have seen them on TV? Okay. The list goes on and goes on depending on your area of jurisdiction, because NGOs, you have the big one, the smaller one, the community based and all that. So we are saying we classify them in those terms, state and non-state actors. This guideline is meant for everybody, because we normally say child protection is a multi-sectoral activity or it's multi-sectoral in nature, meaning anybody working for children or working with children must apply the standards that shall be provided for in the guidelines. Are we together? Okay, we have the specific objectives to provide an operational framework to humanitarian actors in all the phases of CPIE. CPIE means child protection in emergencies. You might meet these initials or abbreviations and you wonder what is it. So we have 3 phases of emergency. We have the preparedness stage or phase, whereby you're just preparing. Maybe you are anticipating. For example, the floods, the drought. We always know that they come at a certain time, or whether people can give us early warning information that this kind of emergency or this kind of season is coming, then you start preparing. Then that second phase where you respond. Now that whatever you are anticipating has dawned on us, what are we supposed to do? Now you implement whatever you planned. And then we have recovery stage. Recovery stage is when now things are becoming better. You're being supported maybe through partners, government, and now you are coming back to normalcy or even to a better state than you were before. You've seen people being given cash transfer, people being given food, some being given new animals when the government is purchasing for them. So we are saying that is a recovery stage. If it was a cyclone, if it was floods that flattened everything, the government can rebuild houses for people or they can rebuild for themselves. When it's fire, you see people now building, maybe through some support foundation, they are given food and food items, and later on you find them normalcy, fueling their shelters, and children now start going to school and many other social activities taking place. That is the stage we refer to as recovery stage. I've said we have 3 phases of emergency. 1, yes, preparedness. 2,
Response.
yes. Response,
Recovery.
and then recovery. You can be able to explain, isn't it? Okay, now number 2, to provide appropriate and contextualized CPIE action planning tools. We have tools that we can use in this guideline during maybe assessment, during maybe planning. They are there and I cannot mention for today, but we have tools. So we are saying to have contextualized tools to use. Contextualized means tools that can work with us, tools that can speak to Kenyan context, tools that can speak to Baringo County or can speak to Mombasa County. And then 3, to enhance coordination for appropriate, timely, and efficient service delivery. This is to help now the protection sector to be ready, to be in a position whereby they can come on the ground at the onset of an emergency and have coordination because they have planned, they have some guide, they know what to do and how to go about it, and the actors who need to be informed and take action immediately. If it's people to take data, if it's people to communicate, and the communication channel, and the focal people, and all that. In emergency, when it comes to regions, we'll talk of hubs. We have the hub leader, we have the lead person, the lead agency, and the core lead agency. Just the way you are talking about the president of KCA and maybe the deputy. Yes. So in the same case, when and then efficient. Efficient means we are giving services that is meeting the measure or the standard. So those are the specific objectives of developing the guidelines. Okay, this one I already explained. Just a write-up of what is happening in Kenya for those who are not very much aware. Kenya have 23 counties classified as arid and semi-arid. For the students, I know you understand what are arid and those that are semi-arid. There are 23, but for the current drought, they've increased to 26. Some that were never under this classification have also been put in. It's affecting and spilling over to other counties. And you know them, we can name them, there are many. And then we have man-made hazards, and we've mentioned them there. We have extremism. Have you ever heard of this? Yeah? Extremism. There is a very big and government organization that terrorizes us every other time. Tunawaita nani? Al-Shabaab. And there are many other names depending on the area. Even in Nairobi those days in the Eastlands, tulikuwanga na vijana wanaitwa nini? Gaza. Si ndio? Kuna Mungiki. Wengine wale unajua? 42 brothers. Al-Qaeda. Mageni. Wakisi. Kuna wale wanaitwa aje? KK. Huko Mombasa, wakati mlikuwa mnasema Mombasa si pwani si nini? Pwani si Kenya. Walikuwa wanaitwa nani?
Moran.
Moran si hao.
Mawayo.
Wakali wao. Mnawakumbuka? And the many other. So we are saying that can be also an emergency that is caused by man.
Wakali wa kwanza.
Because they're just planning, it's not God who brings explosions and all that. We have children involvement in armed conflict. We see in Baringo. Where are people from Baringo? What happens in Tiati? Are they old men fighting or young men? Tell us.
They are restocking.
Yeah, sorry?
Restocking. Banditry.
Yes, are they young men or old people?
Young men.
Young men, there are boys who are not in school. 15, 12, 13. And
Yes.
they are terror. You step there, it cannot go on. So we are saying emergencies cause our children to be recruited in armed conflict. And you want those children fighting, sometimes they lose their life, they get injury, they get even lifetime effect on their lives or on their bodies. Sometimes they get flying. So we are saying that is also a man-made thing. We have human-wildlife conflict. Which country, which county experiences this? Any?
Laikipia.
Mahali mnapigana na ndovu na nini? Na simba na all that. Those are emergencies that things people don't expect. And they are beyond. Masai Land, where else?
Laikipia.
Taita Taveta, yes, and Samburu. And Samburu. So those are examples that we understand. We are saying those are man-made because if you confine an animal and you don't highlight or erect barriers, it becomes an emergency because the community is not able to cope with the situation that is there. It means external interventions. Then we have intercommunal violence or banditry. This one comes sometimes because of a scramble for what? For resources, for water and all that. You've seen people fighting because of grazing land, some fighting because of politics and many other things. And then we have political unrest, post-election violence and many other things. All of this we refer to them as man-made. And these are the ones that we've already mentioned. We have floods, and we've mentioned a few counties. We have diseases. Who can remember COVID? Did you ever hear the word COVID? Oh, Leona, did it knock at your door?
No.
Or you heard it from the air? There are those who experience COVID in their home or in their houses, isn't it?
Yes.
So there are many diseases. Right now, what outbreak do we have in the country? Yes, cholera. It can become an emergency, but all the government will be unable to cope with the situation. It becomes an emergency. So this is all a classification of types of emergency. Okay, why are we having the guidelines? Why did we develop the guidelines? Or why did we think about developing the guidelines? We say the first domesticated reference material for practitioners. We just want the reference material for our act from the they know what is supposed to happen in a certain manner, and the word domestication is coming because we are borrowing a lot of this material from global documents. Number two, it will be a guide for child-centered emergency preparedness and response. Actors, when they are doing their services and giving provisions, they don't look at children like any other person. Most of the time when an emergency maybe bringing maids and kids and all that, but we want them to have a child-centered lens whereby they want to assess and understand the needs and the risks that are affecting children. children in that particular area or after the aftermath of that emergency. And then enhanced coordination, which I already alluded to, and we want to have long-term investment to avoid an ad hoc or preventing an emergency. We say most of the time it is reactive. People come in to ask, what do we do when an emergency has happened? But this one now we want to have a planned, coordinated, systematic approach to child protection when an emergency occurs. And this can only be done through reading through the guidelines and understanding what is there. So this is just a write-up. These are the, on my left, these are the activities in short that can be done during an emergency by CPIE actors. So these are rights or not on the stages of emergency. You have preparedness actions, we have response actions, we have resilience actions under recovery, and in the guideline we also have some issues that are cross-cutting. Cross-cutting means they happen at all stages. Coordination, do we need coordination of preparedness? Do we need coordination during preparedness phase? Yes or no? Do we need child safeguarding during preparedness? Yes, we need to mention it. And then we have children with disability. We have gender. We always talk about gender. Child participation. Do we need child participation during an emergency? Yes. Yeah? Yes, we need child participation, and we'll see how. We need this psychosocial, mental health and psychosocial support. We need monitoring and evaluation, because during an emergency, when you are giving interventions, you need to assess and see whether it is impacting positively on the affected people or it is harming them. And we have the principle of do no harm to the affected people. So monitoring and evaluation should be there to measure the impact, to measure whether the services are comprehensive, are holistic, and also to understand whether there is a gap. Because with child protection, we normally say we need to have that what is called the continuum of services, where there's no disconnection. If it's a child identified with an issue, we must have referral guideline or referral pathways. And after referral, you also need to understand how is the child coping. Is the child recovered, or the child is still in that shock or in that state? And then finally, confidentiality as a vice, as a value, and then information management. Yes, an emergency has often happened. You've documented on the number of children, how they are being affected, the risks and the needs. Then you need to understand how is this information being kept, how is it being managed, how is it being shared, who is being shared to, and all that guidelines that is related to information management. This is just a monitoring matrix that is there in the guideline to guide the actors when they go to the ground. They will use the same knowledge applied here to domesticate to the emergency and to the area that they are serving, or the area that has been affected, or the community that has been affected by the emergency. Then now we have what we call checklist. The action, and then we have, in preparedness, there are two levels of preparedness: the minimum preparedness actions and the advanced preparedness actions. So these are the activities during minimum, and then those are the activities during advanced preparedness actions. And then we have coordination during response, the actions to be taken. Then we have actions during response. Then now what entails rapid assessment. That CPRA is Child Protection Rapid Assessment. That is the full name of the assessment. This is an assessment that is done at the onset of an emergency from 72 hours to 1 week, whereby maybe people have been displaced. You can take a whole week to understand the child protection issues around that. So you can do that assessment between 72 hours and then up to 1 week. We refer to it as Child Protection Rapid Assessment Tool. And then we have the integrated approach, which can be done by various sectors, and then distribution of relief food or items during an emergency. Then we have put in an element of CP. What are we supposed to do
to enhance or to have child protection upheld, or the rights of the children, their welfare upheld. So we give that guiding notes. And then child-friendly spaces. Despite the fact that children are in emergencies, they remain to be children. They don't change to adults. They need to play. They need to read. They need to recreate. They need to share their views and all that. Where can they share? We are saying there's an element of provision or seek or advice on how to acquire a safe place for the children. Maybe they can be having preps and all that. And now these are the notes on what should be done to acquire a child-friendly space and the activities therein. And then access to justice. Yes, in an emergency, this is a situation whereby safe or protective environment or factors are declined or they are completely destroyed. So what happens? Children are subjected to various risks. And then now we are saying, when you find a case whereby a child has been abused, what should be done? These are the notes on justice or access to justice. And then we have that the recovery stage. And now these are the notes on recovery. What should be done? What is the recovery stage? What happens to the children? How should they be empowered? And all that. And now this is what we call coordination framework at all levels, starting from the national level up to the members of the sub-county and the location level. What are you expected to do as a person working with and working for the children? So this is the framework that can guide us in summary, and who should work and who should do what. This framework is a document that we've borrowed from the minimum standards for child protection in humanitarian situation, which is a global document that guides all the humanitarian actors. It is a document that us as a government, we participated in its review in 2019. I took part in it, and I also own it. So we borrowed this tool from there, but we domesticated to have a language that is Kenyan and that can speak to a Kenyan actor. What has happened? Wow. Now, we have tools. You remember I talked about the tools that we can use to make sure that we are at a good level of preparedness, to make sure that response level we are working well and we are working timely and guided. We have the contingency plan, we have the simulation, and then this is just a write-up on it. And then the process we are in at the moment with the guideline. We've done consultation with the counties. We did what we used to call pre-testing of the guidelines. We pre-tested in 5 counties. We pre-tested in Wajir, Turkana, Tana River. We pre-tested in Busia and Kilifi County. And then consultation with partners at national level. We have what we call Child Protection in Emergency Working Group, which is a committee that is expansive, almost 20 people. They also took part to working on this guideline, and they're still working because we are planning for launch. And then we plan to roll out after launch. This is where we are today with the guidelines. So this is all about the guideline. What I've not shown you are the checklist per every step, but it can be important when we are taking people through the training or sensitization. So this is all about the content of the child protection in emergency guidelines. So I'll give you a few narrative on children. What are you supposed to do? What do you need to understand today in a summary? But maybe in the future you'll get a comprehensive training. So let's go to the next document. Any question about the guidelines? Hello? Are we together? Hebu tusimame tena. Mnajikokota yawa. Chakula mkukula? How are you? There's a a song that says, I will make you fishers of men. Yeah? When we say F, the ladies sit, isn't it? And when we say M, the men will sit. The song goes like this. I will make you fishers of men.
Fishers of men.
Are you intersex?
Fishers of men.
Because it seems like people don't know where they belong. Where are the men? Can you raise your hands?
Mechoma.
Mechoma. I'm sorry, but the people are showing me they are not either.
Right.
Okay. Where do you belong? I will make you fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men. You see, the people I talked about. Okay. This lighting, itaonekana? Eh? Okay. So I want to give you a few talk on child protection in emergency, which I had prepared, but for the adults, that's why I took you through the guidelines. Let's go to the next, whatever. Okay, what can you see there? On your right, what can you see? Yes?
Street children.
Are they street children, really? Who can see something different? Yes?
I can see.
It's the girl behind there, yes?
I can see a woman
Uh-huh.
and a child who is being checked on,
Who is being?
maybe treated.
Oh, this other side. Oh, my right was this. Okay, she can see a child who's being treated. How does that child look like? How does that child look like? Yes?
Malnutrited.
Safaricom. Use the mic.
Suffering from malnutrition.
Are you getting what he's saying? Yes, please.
He talks of a child suffering from malnutrition.
Oh, suffering. Sorry, I'm getting Safaricom. Yes, this child is suffering from malnutrition, which is one of the effects of an emergency to children. Why do usually get malnourished during emergency? Why do children explain this? Yes?
Because mostly during time of emergencies they lack food.
They lack food. They can be in a foreign land, they can be displaced from their homes, they can be cut away from services because maybe there's destruction of roads, destruction of any communication and all that. So this is one of the effects of emergency to children. This other photo, what can you see? I want somebody else. Yes, raise your hand properly. The lady. What do you see? Street children. Yes, she sees street children. What about you? What can you see? Who is speaking? Where are you? Ongea na sauti basi. Yes, you can give us an answer.
I think that is child abuse.
This side. What can you see?
This side.
Yes.
Child abuse.
What are the symptoms of child abuse there? Children carrying babies. He can see signs of child abuse. Who can see something else? Yes? Raise your voice, please.
Maybe they are refugees.
Maybe they are refugees. I want you to not to apply maybe. What can you see?
Okay, there are people who are affected by something, either, let's say, flood or anything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what else has happened? You can see them on the move. What else can you see?
They are migrating to other places.
Who can see something else? Yes?
I can see them moving from their homes with their children.
Something else? Yes? They are footing. Oh, barefooted, meaning? What is the implication of that? Yes, they have no shoes. Yes?
I can see where they are passing. It seems like there is a bad smell.
A bad smell? Yes, something else? They're on the street. There's something that is so visible. Why can't you see? Yes?
I can see things are destroyed.
The facilities, everything is destroyed, isn't it? Until they've run away without shoes. So they are running for their lives. An emergency has taken place. Maybe it's a cyclone. You can see even trees have fallen. The roofs have been destroyed, isn't it? Yes, this is the picture that I would want us to have when we are discussing about child protection in emergency. That needs coordination. You can see these babies. You can't tell whether those are their babies. They can be children being done what? Stolen or trafficked and all that. And the smell means there's a sign of loss of life of maybe animals and even human beings. So an emergency is very bad. Those are some of the impacts or the effects. So we are saying child protection emergency refers to all efforts to prevent and respond to abuse, neglect, exploitation and violence against children in and aftermath of a disaster. This one I already explained. The term emergencies refer to the situation or event that threaten health, safety, security, or well-being of a community, especially children. For children to be assisted effectively during emergencies, it has to be done through careful, sorry for that typo, interventions which address both immediate needs and long-term child protection. That sentence is incomplete. Okay. Causes or the effects of emergency to the community. One, we say there is always family separation. What do you mean by family separation? What do you mean by family separation? Yes?
Maybe, not maybe, but a father and a mother get separated, then children get suffered. They end up going to the street.
Mother and father separate. Something else on separation, yes?
There is misunderstanding between the husband and the wife.
Oh, that's in marriage, isn't it? Yes?
Maybe in time of that disaster,
Yes.
the family members may try to run for their lives, therefore they get displaced from each other.
Thank you so much. Can you see this picture? This picture here is showing us what happens and what leads to family separation. It's not that they have differed. Everybody's running for his or her life. For example, a cyclone comes here. You hear it pulling this roof. Will you wait for your mother? Will you wait? You will not. Let me give you an example that a life experience I had. Before I joined the Director of Children's Services, I used to work for registration of persons. And we used to register refugees as they come in the country, in Dadaab. During registration, people are distressed because of their experience on the road. And I was interviewing a lady, asking her, how many children do you have? You know, this lady, instead of giving me an answer, she started crying. Then I asked the interpreter to ask her, what is the problem? Then I gave her time to rest, as I rested the others. When now her time came, when she's a bit sober, she told me, when I was running away, my elder children ran away, I don't know where they are and who they are with, and my husband got killed. I was carrying my twins, who are almost 9 months old. I got exhausted in the push, I threw them away. That's why she was crying. If these children are alive, or were alive by that time, they were separated, isn't it? You can see that family separation. Mother away from the children, children away from their parents. And sometimes husband and wife separated, gone different ways. That is what we refer to separation in an emergency. So this is a good picture showing us. We don't know whether they are the children or you just pick a child because the mother has been been covered by the debris. You pick the baby, you won't leave the child, isn't it? Yes, that's what we refer to child separation. We will classify them later on as orphans, but for the time we'll say they are separated from their families. Okay, sexual abuse. Sometimes when an emergency happens, it destroys all the amenities around, even electricity. You live in the dark, or maybe you've been shifted to makeshift homes in small tents. How many people have seen IDPs and their residents? How many? Watoto mnaishi wapi? Nairobi. Hata Nairobi kuna IDPs, ndio? Who has ever seen an IDP camp? Who has ever seen a refugee camp? Hata kama ni kwa TV. Do they live in well-structured homes?
No.
No.
Normally, initially, when the refugees started coming in Kenya, they were living in tents made of easy gunia sasquari.
Yeah.
So here, are you safe at night?
No.
You are not. And are the corners safe? No, because they have no lighting. So people are living on their own. And the predators take advantage of that because they know even security enforcement is weakened. So they tend to abuse. They abuse both young boys and girls, and they also even abuse women. They normally go for the vulnerable group. So this is what happens also. We have emotional and psychological distress. I've given an example of that lady. And some time back when Baringo had some conflicts in 2017, there was a child who had really mental distress. He watched the mother being killed. He was a very small boy of this size. When I went there to see the situation, the boy didn't want to see a man. Any male approaching him, he didn't want, because those who killed the mother were men. He was psychologically distressed. So people get distressed because you saw, maybe you witness your parents dying, or you witness your people running away and you are not sure where they are. So in that process of confusion, you develop mental distress, discomfort, and even unrest. Now, other effects that come along with emergency, we have trafficking. When an emergency happens, many people traffic. They take advantage and steal children. Some steal, some just move them for economical gain. They will employ these children in homes, in their relatives' homes, and some just take them for other benefits, such as, apart from child labor. Yes?
There is human trafficking.
Yes, they traffic them for maybe child labor
or for to take them to do prostitution.
Yes, sexual exploitation, yes.
To transport drugs.
They can use them as peddlers to traffic drugs, and also they force them to take drugs, isn't it? Anything else? They're trafficking?
Some want to get some parts of their bodies, maybe livers.
Yes, they want to sell the body parts of these children. They kill them and sell the parts that are beneficial to them. So trafficking takes place. Exploited for cheap labor, that I have explained. Some are married off. Are married off because they've lost maybe livelihood and they want to recover from the loss. And this one normally happens in the pastoral community. Those people come in the pastoral community, am I right or am I wrong? Just say, sincerely speak out your heart. Is it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You marry off children even at the age of, you saw another man being jailed on TV, marrying an 8-year-old girl. And she became pregnant and she was unable to deliver. And they wanted to see who was the man behind it. He was jailed how many years? How many people saw it last week? The man was jailed for how many years? For life. Yes. You defile a child below 10 years, you are imprisoned, life imprisonment. So they are married off because they want to have economical gain or maybe recover from their livelihood loss. School dropouts, we have so many children who drop out and go to the streets. They drop out and go do child labor. They drop out and hang around, and some even develop some poor or negative coping behavior to sustain themselves. And then we have recruited into armed gangs. That one I've talked about it, the street issue, and engage in social behavior. That's what I've said, negative coping behavior. They start being even prostitutes. They start stealing from people. They mug you on the road. What else do they do? Drug and substance abuse. Some become peddlers of arms. What else? And social behavior. Any antisocial behavior that you know, antisocial means is not acceptable by the community. Any other? Okay. Sometimes they die. When they're in the armed conflict, and maybe the government is fighting them, what happens? They can lose their life. Even if it's not a matter of joining armed conflicts. When people are running the way you saw, many of them will die. You saw people touching their nose because of the smell? Children might also be there. So they can also encounter or meet death. The physical injuries, they can fall in the cliffs. They can be hit by the collapsing buildings. They can, in the process of running away, maybe in the bush, fall in pits and many other things. So, you know, when you're running from an emergency, you don't know the direction to go. Sometimes you might never follow the road. You just follow anywhere so long as you want safety. Then children forced into armed conflicts, that's a repetition. Missing and unaccompanied separated children, we have some children missing from their families. Missing completely, maybe they were taken away by good Samaritans, or they died, or they lost direction. We refer to them as missing because we really don't know where they are. We have the separated child, who we've already said, they can be missing from their family, but they are in the company of another relative or maybe a neighbor. So they can become missing, unaccompanied, or they are separated. Child marriage, orphanhood, they can lose their parents. I think I don't know how I repeated this. Then they are displaced from their homes. And then what we've said, emotional, I think I copied twice. Okay, we are saying when an emergency occurs, children also still have a say. Because we are encouraging in child protection, we are encouraging what? Child participation. Why are you here today, children? Hello?
Hello.
Why are you here today?
To participate.
To participate. Is it your right?
Yes.
Yes, when you remember the 4 pillars or the 4 key principles of children rights, we have, do you know them?
Survival.
1, survival. 2,
Development.
yes, participation and
Protection.
protection. So participation is very key to you. Even when you are in an emergency situation, the law calls that you be given room to participate. And now in this guideline we are saying this. Even in an emergency situation, you might run, but you will find yourself in a safe place. While in that safe place, you can participate in some issues. And even before an emergency strikes, you can participate. There are times you are told move from this location to the other because floods are coming, because they are anticipating mudslides, because they are anticipating many things. You've heard that on TV. Na watu wakiambiwa wahame wanasema nini? Nimeishi hapa, babu yangu aliishi hapa, akazikwa hapa, sijui nani akaishi na akaishi, kwa hivyo sifanye nini? Sitoki. And eventually, an emergency comes and sweeps the village. So we are saying, as children, when such a message comes, when parents are saying tumeishi na tumeishi, you can have a say, isn't it? So we want to see, are there areas where children can participate? Yes, we are saying yes. Child participation is the process which allows children to be what? To be involved in decision making in matters that affect their lives. So we are saying child participation should be embraced at all times, even in an emergency situation. They should not be left out because they are human beings in their full capacity, and they need to be embraced and be listened to and be guided because sometimes they make the wrong decisions. Children should be involved in all the 3 phases of emergency. Not only when an emergency has happened and you are affected, even in planning. That's why in our AAC those days, we used to have a child member in that AAC to advocate for the children, to bring us the picture on the trains and many other things. The same thing we are saying, when these structures are well put up to the grassroots level, in the planning committee or in the children advisory committees or in the CPI working group membership, a child must be there because this child or children, they can give some input. Child participation should consider the child's gender, age, communication. Method should also consider that, level of maturity and context and safety. They should participate only when they are warranted or maybe assured of their safety, not just being brought in. Sometimes when the emergency has happened, like a conflict, sometimes your safety should be of paramount. You can't be brought on board when people are still running and when you are not very sure of where you are. Okay, why is child participation in emergency very important? It's very important. We've said an emergency is an event that can happen without us being prepared, without knowing, isn't it? Tomorrow, nobody knows which emergency will come our way. Nobody ever knew that there's something like COVID can come, which was an emergency. So we don't know. We were being told Ebola was very near to us. We don't know whether it can come. Na ishindwe, si ndio? Okay, so we are saying your participation is very important because, one, it empowers you as a child, or it empowers children to know the action to take to prevent themselves and their peers from harm. During preparedness, if we are being told we are anticipating for this emergency, when a child is there, they're being told this is what we are expecting. They will be told on what should be done, what message do you pass to your children. They can be told in schools, pass this message. And so all the children will be aware of the type of emergency that we expect, or what has happened in the years that have passed, and what should be done. So they will be informed, they'll have skills, they'll have knowledge. Children can work for positive change by engaging in decision-making processes according to their evolving abilities and independence. You saw what happened between, was it West Pokot? No, Samburu and the two communities that were engaging in peace talk last week. And they said they met, the Chambis and the Pokots. The children visited one another and they had a decision. They took a stand and made their parents to come and meet again. Since 2017, when there were conflicts in Baringo, those two communities had never met. But because of the children, they were able to make these people reconcile. So we are saying children can work for positive change in their community. Don't undermine yourself. You can make a decision that will bring a positive change in your community. For example, maybe your community is prone to floods. You are being displaced every other time. And as a child you say now, for how many times shall we live in this cycle? I think the government should take us and relocate us somewhere else. And if you are many, the government can buy in your idea. Or parents can say, yes, this is what we can do. You can move. Or you can tell your parents, can we sell this land and move? And maybe they just lacked that advice. It can bring a positive change. Don't undermine yourself, you can bring a positive change. Do you believe that? Can you bring a change in your family by your views? Yes. Or in the community? Yes, you have that ability to do that. Taking responsibility and making decisions help children develop a sense of belonging and justice given. When they are involved, for example, children in the camp, you see visitors coming, bringing sufurias, bringing blankets, bringing what, and nobody is talking to you. Nobody is involving you in anything. Munaletewa maybe floater, hata zinakuwa za mguu moja. Now, if only they talked to you and asked you, what do you want? You could maybe give a different idea or opinion. So you're saying, when they involve you in decision making, or when you have your voice, you will have that sense of belonging. You say, I belong to this community and I'm acknowledged, or somebody understands or appreciates my presence. And also you feel you've been given justice because your views have been taken into consideration. Child participation strengthens accountability for both the actors and the community. When you participate in all this, in planning, maybe in food distribution, you are of age, maybe 17, and they want somebody who can distribute whatever has been bought, and you distribute. You will be able to say, yes, we did it fairly. We gave it to the eligible beneficiaries. Hatukuwa na ubaguzi. Yes, we saw the food was well distributed. The kits were well distributed to everybody who deserved it. So it strengthens what? Accountability. But when you are not involved, sometimes mnasema tulionewa, especially the child-headed families, you might think people are given more and you are given less. You might think you are discriminated and all that. But when you participate, this strengthens accountability for the actors. Those are the humanitarian actors, those people giving the goodies, and also to the community. Participation nurtures hope. When you participate in those decisions, maybe you're far away from home, you're being assured, you see there's hope for stability, there's hope for recovery, there's hope for normalcy, there's hope for me to go to school, there's hope for me to meet my family after some time. But when somebody leaves you in a dilemma, in a gagun somewhere, you think you are forgotten, and that's when you succumb to mental distress or mental health. And also enables children to think about the possibility of positive change. When you are involved every other time in decision making, in recreation, in maybe other activities in that community that time, maybe peer counseling, you're given some skills to pass to other children, and even have a talk, you feel there is hope, and you always anticipate for positive change. That's why it's very important, even when you're in emergency, even when you've lost dear ones, take time and participate. It is very helpful. The activities that you can take part in during an emergency. We are saying, if you are gifted, you can make toys for the young children. because when you visit an IDP, you find so many children very idle, playing, running around. Some are without parents because parents have gone to look for some activity, some work. But you can make toys and make sure that these children are involved in art. They sit and they recreate in style. Those are the elder ones. You can organizing entertainment. You can organize entertainment for yourselves in the child-friendly spaces. During the entertainment, what activities can be there in that entertainment? Boys and girls, do you like entertainment? What kind of entertainment would you want to have during an emergency? Unajua emergency haibagui. Tomorrow unaweza jikuta in it. What entertainment would you want to have? Any hand? Are people asleep? Yes? Comedy, yes, that's good. Comedy, and you make people laugh and enjoy. It can be comedy about your situation and maybe the situation you desire to come your way. Any other? Your mic is dead. I can see you tapping. Put it on. Is it working? Okay. Yes? Yes? Drama. Comedy and drama, they're almost related. Something else? Yes?
Talent show.
Talent show, you can become Miss what? Miss KCA. Sindio? That time maybe our committee is KCA.
A play.
You can have play. Diving. In a river. So you will not allow in emergency to dive. Yes?
Songs.
Songs and dance. Any other entertainment? Yes?
Cartoon shows.
Cartoon shows, if you are good creative and you have a computer, you can make a design and show people. And finally, it was the same. Okay, we are saying you can also participate in deciding the kind of entertainment that you want to be done, and you have your free time to entertain yourself. And you see, somebody said an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And you see, you're in an emergency situation, you're idle, there are no structured activities. Anything can happen. But when you are involved in entertainment, you become preoccupied. We have peer counseling and awareness raising or awareness creation, helping in family tracing. Maybe the actors will want to trace families for some children. Then maybe you can say, yes, I know this baby. The parents were our neighbors. The names are these. When you give the names, then it's easier for the parents of that child to be traced. You can help in basic first aid if you've been trained or sensitized on it. You can identify and do setting up of places of safety. They want to set a safe place for you to have your activities, that entertainment, reading, and all that. You can say, no, we wouldn't want this side because of ABCD, but we would prefer this side. You can have some decision. You can have your views and reason as to why you are preferring. For example, if there are two communities that are in conflict, and the only space that have been found is in your opponent's side, you will say, no, we want a neutral ground, because when we say this side, these other people can attack us. There's no security. Or we are surrounded by a forest. It's not safe for us. Many other things. There's near the road. When you are crossing, you can be knocked by vehicles. We wouldn't want this place. We would want the safe place to be in the school or in the church or near the camp. You can have a decision in that. And also, policy and advocacy initiatives. You can have, maybe like now, you are involved in policy, isn't it? Because you realize there is a gap. There is cyberbullying, the cyber abuse, you are being involved. And again, when we are developing like these guidelines, if at all, people have come to where you are in an emergency, you can give your ideas. It can be just a standing guidelines for that particular duration. You can participate in it. Again, you can also do advocacy. It can be advocacy on safety. It can be advocacy on education. Maybe you are saying, can you come, you have tuition within the camp. There are many things you can do advocacy on. Maybe peace. You are there because of conflicts. You can advocate for peace. There are many issues around emergency that you can do advocacy. reporting incidents and any form of abuse and violence. We've said when children are in emergency, there are many things that can happen to them. They can be involved in unsocial behavior. They can be defiled. They can be assaulted. There are many things, or they can even be trafficked, abducted. When you are watching, you can report. So you are there also to assist in reporting incidents of child abuse. That is where you can participate in your community. So child protection messages in an emergency situation, these are the messages that are just thought that general to us, and you can pass them to any child. When you see that child is in an emergency situation, we are saying children should be encouraged to participate in advocating for peace. In any situation, in any emergency situation, sometimes peace lack because of blaming, or there are some other and social behavior that come in and people can have that tension. You can advocate for peace. Children should know the names of their parents, guardians, contacts, where they work and live. Why do you insist that you should be knowing the names of your parents, their contacts, where your parents work, and where you live? Is it necessary? Why? Hiyo mngekuwa mmeinua mkono sana. Yes?
So that whenever the child get lost, how his parents will be easily traced and then he will be taken back.
Yes, during an emergency, during separation, it can assist in tracing because the child can give a telephone number and then the parent can be traced through a phone call. Then children should know the name of their school, their teacher, and the nearest landmark. It's for the same purpose, so that we can know where is the home or where was the home, and it's easier for tracing. Children should not leave home without permission of their caregivers. When you are in that emergency situation, or even now, we are saying children should always have permission to leave home. Why should this be? Why? Do you like being restricted to that movement? Mnapenda kuambia msitoke hapa? How many like that? Ninaenda soko na ni msitoke hapa. Ni mmoja tu. Hao wengine ni kutoka freelance, si ndio? But now sheria inasema you shouldn't leave home. Who is a child? You know who is a child? Yes. Who is a child? Yes, and a child should not leave home without the permission of the caregiver. I'm using caregiver because sometimes you might not be living with your biological parents. Why should you not leave home without permission? Yes? Yes, when with permission, your caregiver understands where you're going, the purpose of your going out, and in case of anything, where to trace you. And again, if you are living in their presence, they understand how you are traced. You are dressed, the color of clothing, which kind of dress, was it a dress, a skirt, and all that. But sometimes when you disappear without parents, then even reporting becomes a problem. They cannot describe how you are dressed. So it's good for monitoring and follow-ups on your movement. Any other reason as to why parents refuse you to move out without permission? Is it a nice practice? Yes?
You may be kidnapped.
Yes, for your safety. They are there to protect you. It's the responsibility of the parents to protect their children, isn't it? Yes, there are dangers out there. You can be kidnapped. Anything else?
It's not right because kids need freedom to associate with others.
Sorry?
I'm saying
yes,
it's not right because kids need freedom to associate with others.
You should not be restricted to stay at home.
Yes.
She's of a different opinion. So she should be allowed to move anytime to any place without your parents' consent.
No.
Or you're answering the other way around. The last person, yes?
Because when you inform your parents about the place you are going to, if it's a bad place, they can advise you if you can go or not.
Yes, they understand. You are very vulnerable. your understanding of the environment might not be very adequate. They have a role and a responsibility to protect you until you grow to a level of maturity. That is their role. And so they need to guide you. They are there to guide you. We should be obedient. That is our responsibility as children. When walking or playing, avoid risk places like cliffs, quarries, water ponds, and others. In an emergency, you can be subjected to move to a very dangerous place. So you are being told, be very careful and mark where you are playing, where you are walking, and where you are moving to. Children should be informed to report any form of abuse to their parents, authority, or any person they trust. We are saying, when you encounter an abuse, or when you see the likelihood of an abuse coming your way, you should always report this. You can fear your parents, but you're saying you can also report it to who? To the authority or any person you trust. You can trust your auntie than your mother. You can be trusting your uncle than your dad. But we are saying, make sure that you've reported. So that if that thing happens, they know who to follow and to exactly what you said. Children should protect one another. When you live here with messages, when you leave the KCA meetings that you normally have annually, do you pass the message to your colleagues? Are you ambassadors? Or you just come to sit and enjoy? So yeah, the same thing is happening. We are saying, when you are in an emergency situation, learn to protect others. Guide them, especially the small ones. Tell them this is right, this is wrong, you should not go this direction, and all that. That is a responsibility. In the case of separation from your parents, be encouraged to seek refuge in hospital, schools, churches, and mosques. Run to very familiar environments. Don't just run in the bush. These are the areas we advise you to move to, and sometimes you can say you can run to the police station, to government facilities. That's what we can say. When in distress, call Child Helpline 116. This is a free toll line which you can reach and call if you have a phone. Because maybe you don't have somebody nearby, a trusted person is not near, and it's an emergency. Call that line. This is our government line, and we also have the gender-based violence line 1195. Don't move from your residence without official communication from the community or gatekeepers or government officials. This is now applying to children who are in temporary shelters. You are IDPs, or you are even in a school or in a church because of the situation. Don't move out of that camp, that hole, without the permission of community gatekeepers. Normally you have people called chairman, isn't it? The Nyumba Kumi and all the like. Or the government official who is having the mandate to oversee everything happening in that camp. Don't move out even if you don't have your parents with you. And we are saying, protection, our responsibility too. Do you believe in that? Yes, it's not only the parents' responsibility. It's not for the caregiver. It's not for your chaplains. Protection, our responsibility too. Child protection is everybody's business. Even children need to protect themselves. It is mine and it is? Yes, it's mine and it is yours. That is the slogan we should have. And when we do that, you will come out of an emergency when you are safe. Your parents will also come out when they are happy because they didn't have trouble with you, and you will not land into problems while still you are in emergency. That is our responsibility, and I say thank you. Now, I have a clip. All the things I've talked about are summarized in this clip. And this you can apply when you will be in an emergency situation. This you can use. We are saying let's have structures. We must have a working group. We must have a child advisory committees for the people who are here. We used to have the AACs. We are saying let them be operational. When they are operational, you sensitize other partners because of multi-sectoral approach. So that when an emergency happens, there is no gap. There is continuum of services. And this is what happened to this child. Simply because there was preparedness. Simply because preparedness led to a timely response. And because there was that preparedness and response, they were able to recover. And we can see some of the effects that were about to befall this child. Everything that I've talked is summarized in this clip. Let's watch very keenly.
This is Samira. She's 7. Her favorite color is sunny yellow.
Raise the volume a bit.
This is Samira.
Yes.
She's 7. Her favorite color is sunny yellow. This is Samira's family. She loves her family very much. Things have been unsettled in Samira's town, but her parents explain what she has to do if things ever turn bad. This makes her feel safer. One day though, Samira's world turned upside down. She couldn't find her family. She was very scared and confused. But she knew who to ask for help. The child protection worker took lots of notes and reassured her and made sure that she was safe. Together they went to a place where help was available, and Samira recognized other people that she knew. A kind nurse asked if she was feeling okay and gave her some lunch. Meanwhile, someone else got to work finding her mother and father, and they were soon reunited. So, now Samira's town has changed and there are dangers. When Samira's brother lost his ball, he wanted to go and get it back. But Samira remembered how dangerous it was to go near ruined buildings. It was actually Samira's new school teacher who explained the risks. Samira had stayed on at school, even though it was a bit different from before. It was just a tent now, but it had a friendly supervisor and a safe place to play. Things could have been very different. Samira nearly didn't go back to school. Her father had been injured and her mother just couldn't make ends meet. It looked like Samira would have to go to work. The man in the cafe said she would also have to sleep there. He said he would take care of her, or that he could arrange for her to work for his associates. Luckily, just at the right moment, Samira's mother got the extra help and information that she needed, so Samira could stay with her family. Sometimes Samira's mother feels overwhelmed, but she has had someone to talk to, and that has helped her deal with the stress of the situation. She has also learned some ways to make sure that despite all the changes, her children still feel loved and cared for, that they can carry on growing and learning as all children should. So, on balance, Samira's doing okay. Her community is getting itself back onto its feet, and the people around her protect her. She protects herself, and she protects others. Child protection in emergencies means ensuring that violence, exploitation, and abuse don't happen. When they do, it means taking action, undoing the harm that has been done, and getting children back to safety and a loving family as quickly as possible, where they can grow and learn. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of people, and a lot of time. But every day all around the world, child protection in emergencies saves lives.
Thank you. That is the end of that last statement, I would want you to take it with you as your memory verse. You might forget my name as Helen, but I want you to remember that every moment. You can rewind that
The harm that has been done and getting children back to safety and a loving world. Child protection in emergencies saves lives.
What does it say? What have you learned from the clip that maybe I talked about? Or what did you? Because of time, has it summarized anything? Have you had it? Has it enforced the learning I was passing you through? Yes. So please remember. You can remember one. You can remember two. You can remember everything. But don't forget, child protection in emergency does what? Saves lives. With that, many words I say. Thank you.
We appreciated Aunt Ellen. Appreciate who?
Aunt Ellen.
Who?
Aunt Ellen.
Have you appreciated her? Can we do it now? Do it in a better way? Yes. That's great. Thank you, Ellen. It's very important that you understand child protection during emergencies can save life. We are confronted by many emergencies in life, and it's very important that you look on some of the principles which can save you when you are in school, even when you are here, isn't it? Something can happen and you need to be protected. How many knows the numbers of their teachers who are here, the chaperones? How many? Hands up. Hands up. You can see, Helen, we start from here because we are preparing you to ensure that wherever you are, in case of any danger, you are well protected. Yes. Actually, when we talk of teachers, we talk of caregivers, we talk of chaperones. At every given time, you must ensure that you have the number. That's very important. Every time, make sure in case of anything, if you be separated, for whatever reason, that you have a number which can be called. And most important, you know the child helpline number. The number is what? 116. Sometimes you may not get the numbers or they may fail to go through. But you can use the child helpline number. How many have the mobile phones now? How many? Can you try that number first to know if it's working? We have had many people telling us, call 116. Is the high time we need also to look, is it working? Yes. Madam Director, is it working? I know when you go back to the office, you'll just ask me, Philip, is this number working? And we let others know for you. Yes. Yeah, I want it. Is it going through? I want you to be spoken to. But it's queuing, isn't it? I want the one which goes through and then you say where you are. Umeongeleshwa? Kuna mtu ameongeleshwa? Ndio. Na umekata? It's free. Don't fear that the bundles are going to be depleted. Nataka upige ndio na usikate. Na ukianza kuongea ukuje hapa. Ukisikia tu naongea kuja hapa. Kimbia nayo hapa. It's free. That's why it's called toll free number 116.
And welcome to the child's helpline. Please stay on the line while we try to find a counselor to speak to.
Umechelewa.
You are currently caller number 11, waiting to speak with a representative. The estimated hold time is currently 1 minute. Thank you for your patience.
If you just, ukiongeleshwa come here running. Just come here. If somebody speaks to you.
You are currently caller number 10. Caller number 13. Waiting to speak with a representative. Thank you for your patience.
Just a moment. Now you can stop at that. You can stop at that, thank you. He's talking. Come.
Thank you for your patience.
Yes, now, can you talk to them? Yeah, talk to them. Talk to whoever is talking to you. Is it talking, Shirley? Yeah? No, it's calling. Are you sure? Anybody has responded? Are you sure? Just can that person respond again? That one? No, that's not it. Thank you. Yeah, somebody talked to her and told her to just say online somebody is going to talk to you, and for sure she was responded. But we wanted just to get that person who's saying will come to talk to you. Now, give me 1 minute. I call Mother. I want to call Mother Sunda to greet us. Actually, is a polite way of telling her how I get challenged. I know she might not have a lot to say, but it's good that she greets us from the Childline Kenya ED, that is a Executive Director, Childline Kenya. And why are you laughing at her? Let her come and greet us. You know, we should also be blending our program with others, isn't it? And that time I was waiting for Emily. Oh, you are there. Good. So I'm happy that now you are there. Yeah, let Mother greet us. I know we are doing something. You know, now the whole country is here. We have people from across every county, and we are challenged, me and you, that the number, don't explain because I know the reasons why it is not going through, and it's something we are going to work into, but you can say something and say who you are as we talk of 116. Most welcome.
Mambo? Good. Naitwa Martha Sunda. Nafanya kazi na Childline Kenya. Childline Kenya inafanya kazi na Directorate of Children's Services, specifically Mr. Nzenge na timu yake, kuhakikisha hiyo namba 116 iko na inaweza kutumika. Ulisikia uko kola namba? Kola namba? Mimi nilikuwa namba 11, nilisikia namba 13. Hao ni watu ambao wanapiga simu wasaidiwe. So huyo mmoja atashughulikiwa, halafu mwingine mpaka ifike wakati wako wa kusaidiwa. Kwa hivyo unaona tayari kuna watu wengi sana wanapiga simu kuzungumza mambo ya watoto na wasaidike. Apart from the number 116, kuna social media. Wengine wenu nadhani wametuandikia messages kwa social media. Tunaweza pia kuwahudumia through social media. Kama kuna WhatsApp, unaweza tuma message ama Facebook ama Twitter na utasaidika. Sawa sawa? Sawa? Asante.
Thank you, Mother. You just say, mulipe. I know it's almost past 4, and we don't have much time, but it's very important that we also get the mood of elections. I know some of us did not greet us. I will not go that way. I know this is the most interesting session in the whole program, isn't it? This one, I don't need to tell you to wake up. Actually, you are more than up. And we would like to merge a few things on election and the KCA. Remember that there was a discussion which we were to undertake on child-focused review or feedback. We had elections. Which date did we do our general election last year? Who can remember? When was the election? I want to hear from you. You don't know? Yes, you know? I want some guys to have the mics around. I think we have many mics within, so that at least we can. Do you have the mics around? Anybody who can remember? We had the election. Yes?
9.
Yeah?
11.
Eh? Ninth August 2011. Yes, that's a good commercial break. 2011, but it was 2022. We had the election, and we made the choices of our leaders. We had the wards, are they called wards, the representative in the name of a member of a county assembly, isn't it? Let's go in a chorus way. I want you to encourage me because I feel tired. So let's use that chorus. I know students like chorus. Are we together? Yes. Students like what? Chorus. What they don't like is being asked alone. Why ask me alone? Why you did not ask Hussein? Why did you ask Joki? Why you did not ask Alima? Why ask me? They like when it's a chorus thing. So you will just be responding when I ask you, yeah, there is water, and that water, it's yours. Use it, please. So we had the member of the county assembly. Who else was there? Yeah? I can't hear you. Yeah? Even the callers. Then I will have to appoint you. I'll be choosing a county. I say Narok County. Somebody from Narok County? Yes? Huh? Member of National Assembly. Okay. Then who else? Bungoma County. You know, some people have to be encouraged to speak. Bungoma, are you here? Bungoma, are you here? Bungoma is not here. I'm sorry. Bungoma wako? Ama hakuna county inaitwa Bungoma? Aya, okay. Wacha Bungoma. Who else? Elgeyo Marakwet? Marakwet. Awako? Aya. Who else? Wajir County? Kwani hao watu hawako? Wajir County? Who is from Wajir? Where's the chaperone from Wajir? I tell you, hizo ni kura ambazo zitachukuliwa na watu wengine vile mimi naona. Who is from Garissa County? Garissa County? Aya. Are we talking to delegates? Aya, hapo tumeruka. Who is Kiambu County? Yes. Chaperone, don't encourage the delegates. Let them be delegates. No, naambia inua mkono. Yeah, Kiambu County, whom else are we voting for? Parliament. We end the president, isn't it? We end women and all that. I know many things did happen during that time. You must have experienced many things during that time. And because of time, I'm going to pick only five things because of time and because of the way we are going to discuss. I don't want us to waste time. So I want those say there are things they liked in that election. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people to be here from the delegates. You sit here very fast. Only 6. And ikifika usikuje, unajua sasa wakati mwingine lazima ujipange. Kama ujipangi, mimi siko. I'm not there. Ukikuta kiti imekaliwa, you go back. Now, I'm sorry. Thank you. Hey, can you clap for them? Where do you come from?
Narok County.
Yeah?
Narok County.
Yes.
Siaya.
Yes.
Baringo County.
Yes.
Nyeri County.
Yes.
Tharaka Nithi County.
Yes.
Nyandarua County.
Hey, we clap for them. Now we start with you. We want 1 second. You tell us what you liked in that election. You. Okay? And you start from here. Who's to start? The ones with the mic. You are the one. The general election which we had.
What I liked in the general election that passed, the way in Nyeri County,
yes,
I saw people struggling to fight for the seats, and then you will find the most, like the MPs, there are many vying for that seat. The ones that I know are two, Duncan Minor and also Kojiri. I don't remember the first name. Now I would see people struggling, and most of them would even like the way people would go to places to speak to people and then promise them things that I don't know whether they would fulfill.
That's what you liked?
Yeah, that's what amazed me.
Amazing. Say amazing. Amazing.
Amazing.
If you take more time, I'll stop you. And I want only what you liked most. Okay? Yes, you have the mic.
So the thing I like in the election is the way the peace was maintained, and the way Ledama, our senator, acted on when the results were announced. Yeah, that's the thing that amazed me.
Wow. Now, I sometimes hear there is another principle. When the elections are going on, there is another principle which we say, we withhold the names, okay? Let's leave them for today. The names, we just hold it a bit. Unashikilia. Sikuna kitu nataka kushikilia. Kwa hiyo utashikilia jina, lakini baadaye utalitumia sawa. Now you have the mic. Oh, that's great. And you.
The election was fair, and this amazed me because president walikuwa wawili, and mwenye alishindwa he just accepted. That was very amazing.
Yeah, amazing. It was amazing that whatever happened, it was said, yes, I've accepted. I like that. Yes? And where are you from? Which county?
I'm from Nyandarua County.
Nyandarua County. It is your turn. Imagine.
I'm from Tharaka Nithi County, and the thing which made me happy is that there was privacy when voting.
Privacy. Privacy.
Amazing.
That was quite amazing. It was what? It was what?
Amazing.
Who is remaining? You are the one. How many remaining? Oh, good. Yes, your turn, and to tell us the county you come from.
My county is Baringo County. What is amazing me in election is the competition which is taken on.
Oh, was it very competitive?
Yes.
Wow. He was so amazed by the competition of the elections which actually were done in this country. Quite amazing. Oh, yes.
Ronald from Siaya. What amazed me is that when I compare the last year's election and the 2017, there was a lot of peace and people were organized than the previous election. That was very good and very nice for me. That I was proud for each and every leader who vied for a seat. They didn't cause some violence, but they could preach peace to each and every person.
Wow, amazing, amazing. I'm so happy, I'm so humbled that I've covered the first chapter. What worked? I don't need to do it again, it is all done, isn't it? It's so amazing even to my side. It's quite amazing that I know if I give an exam on this, everybody will pass. True or not true? So it's the best way to cover one topic. Chapter 1, what worked? What was the best? What you liked in the general election? Can we applaud them as they go back to their seats? Applaud them until they sit down. Great delegates. Now, another round. I want also these seats again to be occupied. What did not work? What you did not like? What is that? What happened and you did not like it? I'm not there, I'm not blocking you. It is your turn. And if you find the seat has been sat on, kindly, you go back but honorably. You are an honorable member. Wow. I tell you, another gender. We are not forcing anybody. We don't do that. Oh, you are coming? I tell you, you can come majestically because there are so many seats. Just come, you can go, yes, come in. Good, good, good. Hey, I want to see this, Yeah. Yes, it's called child participation. It's called what? Child participation, isn't it? How have you liked it? Is it amazing again? No. Look here, a very simple task. I did not like this. I felt bad of this. Don't name names. Just unafinyia kidogo, si ndio? Kwa vile uwezi chezwa. Uwezi fanya nini? Uko nini? Aya, tuko pale sasa. Now, ni nani wako na mic? Okay, wakati ule mwingine, the delegate girl ameanza, si ndio? Now let's have the boy child.
Okay, I'm from Siaya County. What I did not like about the election, in Game Sub-County, there is a leader who was competing with another leader. They used young men, paid them to go and fight the people who are electing so that he could not be defeated. So many people were killed and some were injured. That's what I did not like about it.
That one was not amazing. It was discouraging. It was. Did you feel discouraged? How did you feel? And another word? Don't worry. You are a good boy. Very good. Very good. You have started well. Now the points are just flow, flow, flow. Oh, it's your turn.
Yes.
Yes, please.
My name is Tekla Nafla from Busia County. What I did not like about this 2022 election is that a lot of politicians used a lot of their money for campaigning. Even some ended up selling their lands, and they never won, and they ended up bankrupt.
Oh. So, you know when the money has been used, you also know. you know, I'm getting it in a different way. Imagine if I'm the one who was talking about I could not have brought that point. Do you believe that? So you mean you know when things are happening. That's great. It's discouraging but quite an amazing point, isn't it? What? Hey, you know I'm confused a bit, when I discover what really happened. I give it, who has the mic? It's your turn.
My name is Dominic Odhiambo from Kisumu County, and what I didn't like in the past election was that the way my guy was defeated. I mean,
yeah. Yes. Oh, wow. Wow. You get the point. Yeah? Yeah, ako sawa. Si ako what? Hakuchezwa, ako what? Ako smart? Cyber smart. You know, in elections, there is a lot of discouragement, and the guys are sometimes frown, and that one makes somebody. I think we are in chapter 2 in elections. Now, next time, I know it will work. That's what you call elections. Yes.
Okay. My name is Elka Amoyo from Busia County, and what I did not like in the elections was the little bit of violence that took place. Like, there is an MP who shot a person working for the other MP who was his competitor, and that I did not like because someone lost a life. Then in my county, there are some people who chased away a leader who had come to campaign, so that was not good.
Oh, tolerance. Intolerant leaders who cannot withstand their competitors. I want to believe, Ellen, you are picking these points. If you did not, you will love to scratch your head, but I'm happy you are scratching it already because we need them for a report. This is very important. This does not happen every now and then. And when it happens and we get the feedback from our children, it is so, so important to us. You see, some leaders are not very tolerant. They cannot tolerate others. They chase them away. And we did not know that you are seeing. Yes?
My name is Furaha Njeri from Kiambu County, and what I didn't like was when they were doing the campaigns, they used posters all over, and after the campaigns, the posters were just left there to fall and just dirtify the environment and ruin the water we drink. That was very sad, so yeah.
Wow, interfering with the environment. Everything was used and left the way it was, dirtifying the environment. Nothing appeared as it used to be. Oh, young man, how are you?
I'm fine.
You are the last one, but with a very strong point, I know. The way I look at you, isn't it? Now do it, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Emily Mabundo from Taita Taveta County. What I didn't like for the election, people are talking bad at others, people are fighting because of elections. You see one person saying, you are stupid, you don't know what you are saying, and this is the best person who we choose. So they say bad things about others, fighting, and that is the thing that I didn't like in the election.
Wow! I knew you'll give us a very strong point. You have had our children, what they have said to us, they have talked to us, they have actually articulated what they did not want to see, and they are not willing to see it in this country. They are setting the pace for future way of conducting elections. I'm so humbled that you are able to talk to us, educate us, and articulate on things which were not very present in the election. And now I humbly request you now to go back, and we pay them as they go back until they sit down. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. We have known what worked. We have known what did not work. But how can it work? That's the biggest question. It is true. A few things went on well. It's true. A few things did not go well. Now, what should? If you are the IBC, if you are the Kenyan voter, what could you have said? Let this be like that, so that we get only the election was free and fair. Now I need on the seats again. These seats are 6 of them. We are told what we should have done as adults. What we should have done. If you find somebody that sat there, please, tomorrow is a day. Yeah, yes, I know some are checking themselves, my English, my points. Oh, yeah, oh, will they see me like this? Okay, I'm sorry. But anyway, just stand there. You can give your point well standing here. Don't sit. Yours is special because you are here. I don't want to embarrass my
A point
chair.
of concern.
Yes.
A point of concern. For those who had gotten a chance, can they allow the rest? Yeah.
Oh, they have come twice.
Yes.
You cannot repeat.
Yes.
Where are they? Just sit there. No, my. Thank you, thank you. So we needed in the elections all of us to be what?
Observers.
Tuangalie tusichezwe, si ndio?
Yes.
Wewe ni kama ulikuwa hapa ama nilisahau? Ulikuja na ile ya utuchezi, tuko cyber smart. Oh, nimekumbuka. Anaambia watu wa 116 amtuchezi, tuko nini? Cyber smart. Now, your duty is one of the easiest, telling us we wish things were done this manner. We could have been the happiest children of this great nation. That's what now we want to hear. And remember, some of you years coming, you'll be a parent like us, and you remember you contributed on what you'll be seeing. What a wonderful time, moment of time to make the shape of this country. You are not only talking, but you are trying to shape our country and the destination. You are here, you are here. Now we start from here.
My name is Sally. I'm from Kisii County. So my point will be that for politicians, they should work on their propagandas the fact that they give out promises and they do not deliver, it's really a point of concern, because there's no way you should give us promises, and in the real sense, you don't come to promise what you don't come to deliver what you promised unto us. Yes.
Wow. Do they deliver their promises? I know when you are talking like that, it's like something you are expecting to be done very fast, and you can't see anything. Now you are worried. Next.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alan Kimtai. I come from Wasingishu County. And my point is that when you are a politician, I think the promise that you gave to the people who they are ready to, are willing to elect you, the promise is that you must fulfill your promise so that what you said, you may fulfill in what you have promised to the people.
I have a concern. They are not responding to your question. I thought your question was, what could have been done to make the elections good, other than what the others have identified? There were quarrels, there were violence. What would you have desired to be done by the politicians or maybe by the government at that time to make the elections attractive or amazing?
Do you want to repeat again? There is time. You are okay?
Yes.
Please.
My point is that when you are a politician and the people have chosen you,
I think you can repeat the question and give them time. They seems not to have captured the question.
Oh yes, called collective responsibility. I'm saying we have had what worked well. That was one. All of us we had, isn't it? And then we had what did not work. We are not going to answer as what did not work and then you give the answer of that. What would you have liked to have been done? What's that thing? You say, I wish in the election this is what was happening. Like me, let me be a child now. Me, I'm a child now. Allow me. Are we together? Me, I'm a child. I come from a county known as what? Kenya. Okay? Me, I would not have liked the vehicles to be moving around with a loud music near our schools. Oh, now you are getting the points? Are they come? And do you have the points now? Do you now? Are you getting what I'm saying? Mumenielewa sasa ama bado? Mumenielewa? Unajua ni nyinyi. And also in the elections you can also withdraw. As they are about to vote, you say mimi nimeshajitoa. Si ni ukweli? Hata wewe ukiwa hapa unaweza fanya nini? Unaweza amua kufanya nini? Kujitoa. Si ni ukweli? Lakini delegate ajitoangi atatoka aende wapi? So let's, as you think. Have you answered? No, we want another round. Yeah, it's a very important chapter.
So what you're still asking is what I would have wanted to.
Yeah, how you should have, I would have liked to see. Ungetaka ifanye namna gani? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's okay. I know.
On my part, I can say that maybe should involve children in decision making. Like even like as us children, we should be involved in like the government at some different sectors. We represent some things and everything, just as how we elect like our governors and everyone. We should also elect like our children leaders in some aspects.
Oh, that's true. You know, one day I was teaching, and in class 8, I gave a question. It was a CRA, question 1 to 10. And question 10 with 10 marks was, what's your name? It's only one people got it right. Others were writing Jesus, Abraham, but I could look at what their names is from your name. You have got it very right, but you are not very sure. Actually, she had said that children must have been involved. That's actually that's what I was expecting. Right now, even you can allow others. Because that's what we are looking. Did we involve you in issues concerning election? I think now we are better off, isn't it? Do you want to follow her? Yeah, I know. The way you are looking, I can see you have a strong point. I can see.
Hello everyone. My name is Hope Mbithe and I'm from Machakos County. Okay, as for me, the elections could be free and fair if some commissioners could be trustworthy, because maybe I think personally, I think some commissioners were like bribed so as one could win.
Oh, things, good things happening there. Avoids corruption, create that confidence that the election is free and fair. Those are some of the things which we are hearing. It's not me, it's the delegates who are children representing the other children from this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord once more. I'm Award Elizabeth from Migori County. Okay, the previous election, what was supposed to be done, we had some commissioners like the likes of Juliana Cherera, and they were not happy with the results. Maybe our Minister Chebukati, they were not happy. Maybe they did not sit together to agree on who has won and who has been defeated. So the best thing they could have done was to sit together, decide, and then to announce who was supposed to be our honorable president.
Oh, great. It's called commercial breakthrough, Mr. Musidai. We need the chaperones, West Pokot, Lamu, Tana River, Marsabit, Turkana, Wajir, and Mandera. You follow Mr. Musidai right now. What she's saying is that agreements, consensus is very important, isn't it? She did not say this was right or this one was wrong. But what she says, she would have liked to see a consensus. Are you getting? That's what actually she's saying. That's another amazing point. Oh, you are here. Did the phone go through? Ama you'll call them later. Wasikucheze. Uambi uko smart? Uko smart? Uko smart cyber ama uko cyber smart?
Cyber smart.
Now here, but your point.
Hi everyone. I had 2 points. Oh, sorry. My name is Claire Mwehaki, representing Murang'a County. I had 2 points. I think the politicians should work on their timing. For example, I used to study at 5:30, but later I could hear campaigns going on and I'm still studying. I think they should work on their timing. And also, the same people who they post us to vote for them, they should be the same people clean the environment to remove their posters. Yeah.
Wow, so you are loaded with what did not work. That's great, amazing. Who has not spoken? Anybody? Who to speak? Yes?
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm Sharon, representing Meru County. I think the politicians were supposed to agree to the leaders who were chosen to prevent conflicts and impeachment as it happened in Meru.
Wow, you get the points. Remember, what we are talking about is not about presidential, is not about the parliamentary, is not about the governorship, is not about the ward, is across. Agreement to avoid impeachment. Oh, so, the teachers of history, I think I have covered some topics for you. You do not need to go back to class. Now, from my friend from Uasin Gishu, it's your turn.
As I have said, my name is Alan Kimtai from Uasin Gishu, and my point is that I go to the IEBC. As I urge, I would like the IEBC to add more time for the politician to campaign so that they may have enough time to participate in the election, in the campaigning, and the people who they and the participant the followers of the politician may have the points whom they are ready to elect. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Hey, clap for them all. Better clap. Better one, better one, better one, better one, better one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like what he's saying because I know tomorrow you'll hear somebody saying we did not have enough time to do what? To campaign. You know, politicians are politicians all through. I know tomorrow you'll hear something, no, the time was very short. I could have won. So I think please use your time wisely, campaign well. One, we are being told it's 5, don't be campaigning at 4. That's what he told us. 2, we have been told accept. 3, we have told consensus be there. These are a few things which we are getting from this team. And I'm happy because from this gathering, we have actually had 18 counties have participated in this topic. And I think we have enough materials now. That's a good representation, isn't it? We have covered across, and that's called inclusivity, which has been done. As they go back, can you clap for them? Clap for them. I like some of them could say, as for me. So they were not forcing me to accept. Sorry. As for me, that means it's their own, it's an opinion, and they're entitled to personal opinion. Now, I know I'm trying to rush because we don't have a lot of time. I don't know where to start and where to end, but it was very important to know how we are going to conduct your elections. Because you have known what worked, you have known what did not work, and you have known how it should work. Now, I think that's the best summary can always be given. Now, we are now setting some few, guidance on the elections we are going to do tomorrow, having known where we are coming from, and reflecting on what was happening, but now it is you. Now it is you. I want to request that you nominate a delegate who is living with a disability. Can you nominate for me one? Yes? Eh? I can't hear you. Kiambu County. Where is that delegate? Where?
Cynthia.
Yeah.
Cynthia from Nakuru County.
It's okay, just a moment. We love to be fair. Talked about fairness, eh? Yeah, talked about fairness. Yeah, fairness. Yeah. Stand here. Yeah, good. The other one is who? The other one is?
Cynthia.
All these, and remember that we need only one, eh? Yeah. The other one is who?
Cynthia.
Where is Cynthia? Cynthia from
Nakuru County.
Nakuru County. We want those two, eh? Do you have another? Okay. Now, might you be planning to fight? Are you going to fight? Not so good. You're not sure, but anyway, you are not sure. When you are not sure, it is not there. Cynthia, how are you? Might you be planning to fight? You are not sure. Now, between the two, whom do we want to be left here sitting? Both of them, they will sit, and one will leave the other sitting. Or you can decide between the two of you. Whom do you want to be left sitting?
All of them.
Not all of them. You see, those are things you are being told did not work well. And you are told, you are the people who told me, and I'm very obedient.
Let them agree.
No, Cynthia.
Somebody said, according to me.
Wacha waamue, ondoa wawili.
Wacha waseme.
Kiambu.
Uhuru na Raila.
Pronounce it.
Kiambu.
Say your name and say whom you have said yourself.
My name is Cynthia Kasawa from Nakuru.
Cynthia Kasawa from Nakuru. You have said she be left. Thank you. Can you clap for that? You know, I wish you have time. Can you get seated where you want? Wherever you want. Eh? You know, somebody had told us he wished or she wished that the politicians end consensus. It is you told us that, isn't it? Now, I want somebody from, now this time is not a delegate, not a girl, but a boy. Just any. Which one are you proposing? Inua mkono. Mimi sioni ama ujipropose. Kwani useme mimi nataka kuwa rais wenu wa nchi ya Kenya. Nitakuwa wa mzuri katika KCA. Anybody? A boy's child now. Aya, hata kujipropose ya wako. Akinyinyi. You guys, mbona mnanicheza? Kwani vijana...
You have not understood.
I'm saying, I want now, so you see we have one seated here. We want one boy child also to come and sit here. Let me use that one.
With disabilities.
Not really this time, just then can come.
Okay.
Lawi from Baringo.
Baringo, where is that, Baringo? And you are from which county? Kiambu. Baringo, I heard of Baringo, anaitwa nani? Lawi, something like that, eh? Yeah, come. You know, sometimes when I can rig, but I'm not rigging, I'm very fair. Are we okay with him? Are we okay with him? Yes, sit down. I will be telling you what we are doing, eh? Can I have Madam Jane Rono here? Acha kushtuka, madam, you know, you have stayed without being said we are proposing. Can we have Mr. Mr. Okoth? Where is Mr. Okoth? Is called the detector. Is he around? Are you? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Okoth. Sit there. You wherever you want. We want here. Yeah. Near Papa. And this one now is Mr. Okoth. Will sit here. Mr. Okoth will sit here. Now, this is, I was constituting my electoral board. Electoral board for the election, set for the election. So this is the electoral board, which will be actually organizing for your elections tomorrow. We have 2 children as per the guides of KCA. Madam, you should come and sit here so that you'll be guiding us. You know, some things I may not know them very well. Emily Musengeti. Oh, you are there. It's okay. Now, this is the board. So, whom do you think I am? Yeah? Ati who?
Chebukati.
Chebukati, Baba.
Chebukati. Mudavadi.
Wafula. Mudavadi. I am, some they say I'm Chebukati, others I'm saying I am Mudavadi. So I'll be the chair. Nyinyi watoto mko poa. Mko poa. So this is the team which is going to oversee your elections tomorrow. Now, on the same, you remember some questions came and I would like to when the point could come and I'm the presiding officer. I will be the overall presiding officer. I'll read out the results. And these are the board which you'll be looking. I don't know, you look among us, don't call us the names. I can see Ron is fearing to be called the name. Because were they 5 or they were 7? The commissioners, these are commissioners, very powerful positions. You cannot fight. So you know that. You are the commissioners. Now, together with that, we would like to have Ellen Mavumbo. Ellen Mavumbo, you stand up. Hapo tu usikuje huku. Wewe unajua uko katika huko nini mashinyani. Then Mother Suda. There is somebody from Mtoto News anaitwa nani? Mora ako wapi? Maureen, sijui Maureen? Mora. Then there is the from Kenya Red Cross. Is it Evans? Where's Evans? John, sorry. Yeah. Usikuje huku sana, huku ni commissioners wana usitaki ukuje huku sana. Commissioners unaweza waanza kuwaonga kuongelesha. So this the team which will now be doing the presiding. They'll look on what to do to ensure that tomorrow everything goes on well. Are we together? Then from the presiding officers, we are going to get observers. Those ones we can get them later. And the observers will be controlled. The team lead of observers will be Rose Mwangi. Ndiye ata coordinate that one. Hiyo ni kujua ni nani watasimamia hakikisha. Unajua tunamjuanga anatakanga haki ikitendwa. Sasa wacha hapo tusimamie. She's a UN body now. She will be looking is like an observer from UN. So she will be controlling so that nobody will say the election was not fair. So madam simama watu wakujue na sio wakikuita and Rose. It's not me, I'm just only referring what I read. And Rose will be now aiding the observers. And I think with those we can now plan our elections, isn't it? Do you agree with me? Yes. And from this time onwards, I want to declare that is electioneering time. Now it is declared. You have talked of many malpractices when elections are going on. And we don't want you to do that. We want you to do what we did not do and to imitate what we did as adults. That's what we are looking for. So kindly ensure that we do the right things. I will give these commissioners 1 second to say something. And I've not seen Mr. Okoth, but he will be coming. We start with you. You just 1 second. Na usimame uongee. As a commissioner.
Hello. My name is Eric from Baringo County. I say tomorrow we will in the year so that we can do something. Thank you.
Hey, can you clap for him? I tell you, when I was as young as him, I was not able to stand here. But he can stand and address us. That's great, isn't it? Clap for him, well. You said you are a commissioner? Eric. Yes?
Hi, everyone. My name is Commissioner Margaret from Kiambu County. I would like to tell you that tomorrow I will be here so that I can serve you all.
Wow. And you know these things, when you are given, you take them. I like what Musdai says. When you are given power, you take it. When you are given commissioner, you should say, I'm commissioner so and so. And you are commissioner. Mnaona kama ni commissioner nini? Huyu mnaona kama nani, tuseme ukweli?
Cherera.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, my name is Commissioner Jane Rono, and tomorrow I am one of the commissioners, and we have prepared everything. Everything is in place, and we are going to conduct a very fair and free elections. We have put in place security measures, and there's going to be we are going to have security officers in place. We are going to have other commissioners, and we hope and believe that we will all conduct ourselves in a manner that will give us free and fair elections, and we will be able to get results that will be accepted by all of us. Thank you very much.
Hey, you clap for her. I like when I had our children saying you are like Commissioner Cherera. That's a great. Anyway, for with our light on. Okay. We have our brother here, Mr. Okoth, who will also be one of the commissioners. We have tried to ensure that everybody is within what you are doing. We don't want it to be the DCS or so and so. And hii mnaona kama ni commissioner nani? Anakaa Chebukati yeye mwenyewe. Mnaona kama commissioner nani? Ama ni commissioner
of hairstyle.
So we want him now also to greet us and say something. Yes, it's one of the commissioner for tomorrow.
Hello. Habari zenu? Mko sawa? Commissioner Lawrence Okoth. I'll be happy to be part of the team that will preside over the elections. And I was here when you were talking about your wishes, how you wish election should be managed, what you feel if done, the election cannot be credible. So we will try and make sure that your wishes are accommodated and we have the best leaders. Sindio? Thank you.
Wow, clap for him. Thank you, Commissioner Lawrence Okoth. I want to clarify that the team of the observers will be led by and Rose. The team of presiding officers will be led by Emily Musegeti. You raise up and greet the team. Yeah, she'll be in charge. And I'll be the chairman, Philip, not Chebukati. So we'll run everything tomorrow, and we wanted you actually to know how it will be. From today, you are free but don't go overboard. Don't use the adults' tricks. The tricks they were using, don't use them. Don't go to personal issues. Just be a delegate who is actually building himself or herself with all the values, the values which are good for you as a child. We don't want to hear conflict. We want to hear a peaceful campaign. What you have told us. It is you who have told us. We are not telling you anything new. Can you clap for them as they go back? The commissioners, we will see how the elections will be done. That is tomorrow, come tomorrow. Allow me very shortly, I pass you through some of the guiding principles in a KCA. Very fast, because now you know. I want now to finalize with that. So, yeah, Kenya Children's Assembly, Manual for Electoral Code and Procedures. That's how the election should be when you are KCA member. Next, I will be faster because of time. Allow me. I hear Musdai and Steven, sometimes they say internet, sijui machines, sijui nini inaletanga kasheshe. I don't, those ones, just go on. Yeah, I don't want this. Okay, hapo ni very important. Leadership structure, what we expect at national level. One, we are going to have the chairperson. We want the deputy chairperson. We have the secretary general, deputy secretary general, organizing secretary, and deputy organizing secretary. I know those ones, you got them. Two, the committee secretaries are aligned to the 4 pillars. So that one I don't. Then you come to the tenure and position for election of office. One, the tenure of office is 1 term of 2 years. So when you are elected, you'll be in that office for 2 years. Like now we are in 2023, January. When will be another elections? 2020? 2025. Then a leader shall serve in one leadership position for 1 term. Providence, okay, such, go next. I want only to pass by. I don't want to. The positions for elections, you'll find that the deputies will be elected in the subsequent election to the elections of the substantive office bearers. The deputies will be of
will be of opposite gender. So if the chair is female, because sometimes it can happen that way, the deputy, I'm not trying to prophesy, the deputy should be of the other gender. I know, and I am worried. I think Musigeti will also, in line with the Constitution, I don't know where you had put the what? Intersex. But anyway, that's, I know it's not a problem for now, but you need a clause in that in future. You'll find the assembly provided the following conditions are observed: gender equity, regional balancing, and special needs. When you look at this, we have tried the gender, we have tried the special needs, because you have seen one of the members was here, even in the commission, was somebody who is living with a disability. We may not have gone so much to regional when we are getting the officers, but when now we are doing the real, and the presenting officers will guide us on that, will ensure that the regional balancing it is. We cannot get the officers, I mean the elected people, delegates coming from one region. Remember, in this country, we have like 8 regions. We shall name them for you tomorrow. Is what used to be the provinces. Next. Electoral body. You'll see the ad hoc KCA election committee shall perform the following rules. These are body which vet the nomination application and clear the candidates. Now tomorrow I'll clear you, so you must always be knowing where I am, isn't it? Because if I don't clear you, don't start saying why were you not cleared. Maybe your papers were not up to the standard. Appoint a presiding officer and electoral staff. I've done that one already. By the powers given through the KCA manual, I have the electoral body and I have the presiding officers. Then oversee the election, that is here to come, to hear and determine appeals. Next. Creation and maintain of a voter register, we are going to do that. Conduct civic education. These are civic education we are doing. We don't want someone to say, I was not aware. Then they have power to defer election depending on prevailing circumstances. I'm not seeing any conflict. I'm not seeing any fights here that we can defer the elections. The chair shall have a casting vote in case of a tie. In case of, you know, sometimes they may tie. So this is what we'll use. Don't say I was rigged out. This is what will happen. What are we doing this? We want, when we are very old, we want you to be very responsible citizen of this country who will run this country in the principles you are telling us today. Then KCA secretary to set election dates. This one is already done. Electoral conduct. The election shall be free, fair, and transparent. What we'll use, you must be seen is free, and the observers must ensure that everything is free, so that no delegate will say we were rigged out. I know sometimes some of us, we get involved to issues of our children. Some of us would like to see our children winning. It's true, but let's not find ourselves. Let's the best win, because these are our children and they want it to be so. Our opposition are open to both all KCA delegates. Voting shall be done through secret ballot, either physically or virtually. One member is entitled to 1 vote. Don't think that you'll use 2 votes. Spoiled votes shall not be included in the final tally. And these are things which we know. If they are spoiled in the final tally, so sianze kusema ziletwe hata hizo tuweke. Next. The following are considered as spoiled. This is very important to us. 1, any ballot paper bearing a mark outside the designated box. So if you just mark elsewhere, please don't say it is my vote. 2, marking for more than one candidate in one ballot. That's a spoiled vote. Torn ballot paper. Don't make sure that the papers are not torn. Let them be the way they should be. Any ballot paper not in a ballot box by the close of the voting time. Don't come running and say, I had gone somewhere, but please, I'm also a delegate. We will not listen to you. Correct marking should be within the given box. Okay. Lobbying for position will only be done during a visual lobbying period as determined by ad hoc electoral committee. The electoral process will be carried out between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Are we together? Go on. We have section 5, qualification for one to vie. This is very important. I was called from one of the county, and someone wrote to me and told me I'm so and so. I'm requesting you to allow my
delegates to vie. I heard there is a condition which you are put there, and then I had not known what it's all about. I said, okay, kindly can you talk to Emily Musengeti? So, people have interest in this sporting anyway. They are interested in this. And there will be celebrations tomorrow across the country because of this election. I don't know if you know that. There will be a serious celebrations, but let the children do it for themselves. Must be member of KCA and a Kenyan citizen. This one, identification of KCA member, e.g. the badge, we shall know how to consider that one, together with Musegeti as a focal person. Age 16 years and below. If you are 17, you are 18, you are not eligible. You are not eligible. It should be 16 and below. These things has to be satisfied so that you don't have people coming to appeal that whoever has won is 17 years and 1 day. You want to be clear that this one, no, it's a person who should be there. Demonstrated willingness to lead. Don't push somebody. You know, sometimes I hear people saying so and so, but this person doesn't want, it's not interested in that. It's you who is interested. Why are you pushing that person? Allow that person to have the willingness. And these are very powerful, because if you put somebody there, it's like that is not your leader, it is you who is leading in proxy. Sometimes I tell people one day I will be secretary, county secretary, no, I will be the governor, but in proxy. Just allowing the governor to answer all the questions, but to create all the problems. Then, honest, trustworthy, and self-confident. Are you hearing those virtues? Honest. There are some who are not honest. They are not, nakwambia hapa nimeharakishwa kama gari ya miraa. A delegate who failed to comply with the rules of the electoral process and conducted malpractice in previous election, we atakataliwa. Appeals. Any voter, all candidate has a right to appeal against any election process and result that they deem were carried out in a manner not consistent with this code. If it is not following what you have said, then any voter can say this is not right. The complainant has a right to attend the KCA election committee meeting and be accompanied by a delegate. Is all our chaperone. Chaperone, you have a role. If maybe this delegate has a complaint, don't say no, wachana na wao. You can't say that. This person has a right. Electoral petition procedure, fill the election petition form, submit to the KCA election committee. That form it will be there. The KCA election committee is convened 3 members, form quorum, lodging, and determination of appeal to be done within 3 hours from the time it's presented. Now, the 3 members, it is me, it is Madam Jane, representing the field section, it is Lawrence, and then 2 children, and we have ensured that the special needs are being taken into consideration. The election committee's decision is final. Section 9, the electoral process, that is the step. Introduction of the election officials. The chairperson dissolves the committee and declares all assembly elective posts vacant. The KCA election committee takes the role of elections management. Voter education is done by the KCA election committee. The KCA election committee will identify electoral staff. Some of these things we have done. Si ni kweli Musegeti? Yeah. Unatutaka wapi? Tupeleke mahali unatutaka. Vote counting, Naona unatutaka hapo, all votes in the ballot should be counted. Only valid votes will be counted as the total. That one, I think we have said it. We don't need to repeat. Spoiled votes, I think we have talked. We have the disputed votes. These are the votes where the mark exceeds the given box, and the electoral committee will determine spoiled votes. Valid votes, these are all votes that are correctly marked and cast. Correctly marked and cast. Electoral malpractice. Now here is, here is where shida yetu ni hapa. Huko kwingine tulikuwa tunatembea na Yesu. Hapa shetani ameanza kutokezea. Si mnaona? Hapa sasa. Welcome Mr. Rotich. I can see you an international. Hatuna shetani mahali pengine. Hapa tutamuombea. The bishops who are here. This is a place we need to pray most. Bribery, bullying and vote buying. We have heard it from here. Si mmesikia? You have heard them saying, we did not like one of the candidates was chased away
because of another candidate, and it was very bad. We were not happy. Lobbying after closure of campaign period by candidates. When we say it is over, don't keep on lobbying. I know you have your own way of lobbying, and I don't want to go to that because I've been influencing the results, but lobbying is not accepted. Hate speech. Please, the Kenya is here. This is the face of Kenya. We really get this face. We really get the face of Kenya. We rarely, but this is Kenya, because every county is here. Let's avoid hate speech, calling others names, treating others in a way in which the communities are looked into. Kenya is here. By this, it's very hard, Mr. Musidai, to have Kenya. But now we have Kenya. It's very hard in any city. So kindly, hate speech should not be there. Can you do your campaign in a more decent and reasonable and responsible manner? Any rhetoric, talk, writing that degrades or demeans or incites another candidates should not be there. Canvassing with electoral staff. Nilisikia kuna commissioner nani? Ama presiding, usipeleke kitu huko. And you know, don't think that it can't happen. It can happen, you know. Yes? Saa 8 ya usiku. We want all the presiding officers and the electoral staff to be asleep. As saa 8 ya usiku, na mutalala in the same room so that to make sure that you cannot be canvassed. We will be in one room. Just like is it the disciple of Jesus Christ? According to the Acts 2, they were in the one room, in one accord. We want you to be in one accord. Multiple voting, taking all, portraying any sign that seems to lobby for a particular candidate during the polling time. That's a malpractice. Any violent conduct. If this happens, we will now nullify you. You not even stand for that particular seat. And then this form has to be signed. You see, we are here. These are the forms. These are the official forms which you are going to use. And any other? These are normal. They are normal administrative. I don't think even Chebukati told even the president on the form which is going to be filled of this nature. So do I need to say about it? No. But we know this is administrative work which you are going to follow. Have you understood the process? Yeah, I know it was very brief, but because of time. And I did not want anything to go up to tomorrow. I wanted by today to ensure now we are ready for the elections tomorrow. And now you can now continue. I wish you all the best. Let the best leader, let the leader who will bring honor, respect, and commitment to the child of this country win this election. Let us not feel of our region, but if you feel about your region, I don't have a problem with that. You are entitled, it's your right, and you have a right to it. And with that, I want to say thank you. God bless the children of this assembly. God bless the DCS. God bless the CA. God bless the partners who are here. God bless Kenya. Thank you, Mr. Musdai. No, I can see there is a question. Yes?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
For example, in a ballot paper, there is person A, B, and C. And you wanted to vote person A, but the markers pass out the box. Are you allowed to be given another ballot paper, or must you just put that one in the ballot box?
It will be very hard to give you another, so take care of your ballot paper. Because maybe somebody has confused you on the way. That one will not accept. Use your paper well. You know, now I'm talking like a chairman now. I've changed again. We will not use extra paper. If you destroy your paper, it's an advantage to the other candidates. That's the chair now. And you know, you have to respect me because I hold you are winning position now as the chair. So you use the paper which, if you don't know how to use it, you can see the staff of the electoral body and the presiding officer to be shown before we start voting tomorrow. Thank you. Another? Yes?
Yeah, mimi nilikuwa na swali. Campaign zaisha lini? Campaign.
Campaign? Campaign inatakikana kwa leo. Today, ishe saa 3 ya usiku na mulale. And chaperone you must be, because actually we can endanger when we can allow our children, and I know they may fail to sleep. Then ikiisha saa 12 amka ukienda kuwaona mahali wako. Saa 12 because they have the right to sleep. Si kweli? Haiwezi kuwa it can become a very havoc. Even the hotel will not allow that. By 9 I'll call who's the lead chaperone? Do you have the lead chaperone? Yes. They be under time. Yes. Then up to when? You just tell us. Is 10 okay with you? 10:30. Yes, 10 okay with you?
Tomorrow 8.
Just a moment. We are talking about today. You clap for your auntie. Mtieni makofi amewatetea. Yes. So, and chaperone, you have a responsibility because at that time it's you to ensure watoto wameingia katika their cubes to do what? To sleep. And you are not entitled to vote your person because that person comes from your county. It's a secret. Unamwambia yes, but ukienda kupiga unapigia mwingine. Hata usiseme ni nani. Are we together? Don't disclose, eh? Maureen, don't disclose whom you are voting. Yes?
Manifesto inatolewa saa ngapi?
Hizo manifesto nataka muwe ready. Nikitoka hapa, mwanzo kupatiana manifesto. Lakini you will lead us on manifestos, eh? If we don't have time now, we might not have time now, we may do that thing first thing in the morning because we still all have to go and for our tea, isn't it? And I know you want to stand here and explain yourself, true or not true. Si ni ukweli? Yeah, ukweli sana. Hiyo ni ukweli sana. So, because of time, we may give our manifestos tomorrow the first thing before we start ending yours. Yes?
I have a question.
Yes.
In voting tunachagua wote pamoja ama mmoja mmoja?
Hapo tutapanga lakini lazima wachanguliwe. Kwa hiyo nataka uchangue wote pamoja na kila mtu ako na wakati wake. But we are likely to look at which is the best, which is the first way to do it. We may not vote all of them together, but let us actually see the best way. But we must ensure that the rules of these elections are observed. Thank you. I think you must get it. You are putting that one down, eh?
Excuse Bwana Chairman.
I usually like also
a point of concern.
Yes. Ingawa I can't see you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know, like good.
I'm so concerned about where the children will be doing their campaigns. I think we will put some restriction because it's going up to 10:30. Let the boys not go to the girls' rooms to campaign and girls going to the boys' rooms for campaigns.
Yeah. That's very correct.
That's very correct. Me, I don't know. I just want you to tell me. What do you think? Can you be hovering everywhere? Mnasemaje? Amesema poa ama? I pray the chaperones, you wait a bit. Let's hear from children and then you give the guidance, isn't it? It's a point which has been raised, and I want to hear from the children what they say, the delegates. Is that one agreeable?
Yes.
Yes, it's agreeable. So what time do we now ensure that it is up to this time? Like you have proposed. What do you think the time? Yes.
Where we kept in our animals, there's an animal with very spaces, so we can use that opportunity. Exactly at 10:30, we'll do which one sleep. So don't go to the domes and begin campaigning in the domes. Exactly at 10:30, we'll leave at the garden, we go to our domes. Is that okay?
Yes.
Please.
Thank you. What he said is that if you are found going to the different gender at that time, and we beyond that time, and we have evidence, we shall nullify you and your candidates. So please don't. Yes.
Don't make calls past 10:30. They're making calls, you see, the hotel landlines. We sometimes they just make calls to make the check-up. So please. It's only for emergency cases. Let's make between the rooms. So please follow the order of that. So chaperones, please, we are going to consider that.
Just it's becoming interesting. So you mean your rooms have direct lines? Oh, okay. I think I'll visit you before 10. Eh? I will be there. Before 10, I'll be there. I want to visit you. Eh? I should also see the kind of rooms you are sleeping in, isn't it? I will not assume that I know. So from here, I will go direct to the hotel you are in. I want also to see how you are staying there. And do you mean that in that facility, what you need to know is the room number? Is that what it means?
Yes.
You need only to know the room number and you can have conversation.
Yes.
Hawezi tucheza kweli. Yeah, it's, don't just be calling and say, unajua ni mimi nasimama, kiti ya chairperson, si uko room number hiyo, room 20, tafadhali na kuomba, then unapiga ngumzo, hiyo ni kutucheza. Usitucheze. So you have had the chaperones are very clear, and chaperones, you have a very big role to ensure that your delegates behave in the manner. I think that's very important for us. I think next time we may have some awards, Nanish, they will consider for the best, behaved county. See, you can teach me naweza toa trophy, and they go back to home with their trophy that they behaved, they were the best. They are voted. We voted them on the way they behaved. Anyway, I don't want to waste more time. Now let's, okay. Now when you see the mother and the daughter, whom do you give the opportunity first? The mother and daughter, you give who?
Mother.
Daughter.
I like the discussion. Let's not continue that one. The boy child says mother, and the girl child says daughter. Let's go with the girl child today. Yes. We will follow the rules. The rules will be clear. We can't change anything now. I'm not saying that you will not go that way, but you shall look into that. Is it okay? Yeah, please. Yeah, mom now can speak. The girl has spoken. Do you have mic there, kindly? It's not working? Okay.
It's just a concern.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's just a concern. Before we leave, someone talk to the manager about the or the
way. Good, thank you. Yeah, that's, you know, elections has interests. The chaperones, they have the interest of security and safety, isn't it? Can I put that one as the last? Because its time is, yes?
A word of concern. If someone is elected and he or she doesn't know the work of the post, what should be done? He or she will be impeached or the election will be repeated.
Yeah. Let's not impeach them that fast, eh? Because they have not worked for us to know if they don't know. Let's be fair. We are the people who have elected them. We give them time to see. And then from there we shall see how the impeachment can be done. I know you are speaking something very done in this country. Before, because they have the manifesto. Why vote them if you know they are not worthy? And they have not worked. How will you impeach them? But if there are grounds, because there are grounds of impeachment, then you shall know that one later. Let's come to that. Guys, because of time, we cannot all be satisfied, but we can actually have done the justice to what we are saying. Let's also be fair to the other side because the departments are many, there is food, there is all that. Allow me to call Musegeti to finalize, and then from there we shall continue. Are you ready to clap for your chair?
Thank you very much. We can appreciate him. He has really labored for us. Thank you very much, Mr. Nzenge. We are coming to the end of the day, and I see time is so far much gone. Someone is requesting for 2 minutes. Let's give her 2 minutes. In the meantime, as she comes, so wanze kuja. Chaperons from Elgeyo Marakwet, Trans Nzoia, Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi, Taita Taveta, Garissa, Busia, Uasin Gishu, and Nandi. Follow me kindly.
Good evening. Hamjambo. Ama mmelala. Mine is just 2 minutes. I've just requested for 2 minutes. First, I want to recognize the presence of Mr. Rotich. Mr. Rotich, maybe you can stand up. He's my international observer. So he's going to guide us through the process tomorrow. Thank you so much, Rotich, for coming. And I know you have read the manual. Somebody asked, what will you do to somebody who doesn't know his or her responsibilities? I gave you the manual, the operational manual. Kindly read the roles and responsibilities, what you're supposed to do when you take these positions.